right, we are back to cover Learning Objective 4.4, which is describe the sleep stages we progress through during a typical night of sleep. Now, this particular objective is very significant. You'll find that there's two major types of sleep. Make sure you document this. So there's two major types of sleep. There's non-REM sleep and REM sleep. Non-REM sleep is non-rapid eye movement sleep, which is identified as a very relaxed state of sleep. It's also marked by one not having that darting back and forth in respect to their eyes. So their eyes aren't moving back and forward. Non-REM sleep also encompasses stages 1, 2, and 3 of sleep. You'll find that some people really document or argue the fact that there is not a fourth stage of sleep, although there once were a fourth stage of sleep. So, super important to remember that non-REM stage of sleep covers stage 1, 2, and 3, and some argue stage 4. The other type of sleep is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, which is a very active state of sleep in which your eyes move back and forward. REM sleep is also very much noted as being what we call paradoxal sleep, because during this time you're having all of this brain activity. You're having all of this brain activity while your body is pretty much paralyzed, meaning you can't really respond to dreams, you can't move your limbs and things of that nature, unless you have some form of disorder. So, super important to remember the two types of sleep, non-REM and REM. It's also important for you to recall that we typically have maybe 4 to 5 cycles of sleep. Each cycle lasts approximately 90 minutes. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the stages of sleep as we're entering into our first cycle of sleep. So as I describe these stages of sleep, you need to think of what will happen or what typically happens with your body, as well as what type of brain activity we're having. So typically, researchers monitor and assess individual sleep by an EEG, and it's going to document the different brain waves that one emits at different stages. So let's get started. So our first cycle of sleep, 90-minute cycle, we're going from being very alert to feeling more relaxed. Let's say that we're in bed or someone's in bed, and the person is transitioning from being alert to being super relaxed, almost at the place where you want to fall asleep. That particular stage, individuals are experiencing alpha waves. Alpha waves is very much light. You're still alert, but you're not super alert. From there, we enter into stage 1. Stage 1 of sleep is a light sleep that's characterized by theta waves. Theta waves again reflects that we're in a place to where we're having light sleep. You'll commonly experience the feeling of falling or floating. Some people even may have some form of mild hallucination. This mild hallucination could be that someone's calling their name or someone is talking to someone, but it's not actually occurring. But stage 1 sleep, again, is very light, and it can last anywhere from 1 to 7 minutes. And you'll also find that your body is relaxing, which is very much reflective of the fact that your breathing rate decreases and your heart rate decreases as well. Once we leave stage 1, we enter into stage 2. Stage 2 sleep is more of a deeper sleep, but is still identified as a light sleep. During this particular time, we will notice that our breathing continues to decrease. The breathing rate continues to decrease. Heart rate decreases, temperature decreases, and we start to lose muscle tension. We will also experience sleep spindles. Sleep spindles is this sudden increase in brain activity. So sleep spindles is very significant in stage 2. Super important to remember that stage 2 lasts for approximately 20 minutes. Now, again, this is for the first cycle of sleep. Moving into stage 3, we're going into a deeper stage of sleep. And this particular stage is very much reflective of delta waves. Now, delta waves is a deeper stage, is deeper sleep, which is basically slower and taller than theta waves. You will find that stage 4 is a significant, stage 3 is a significant stage, as people really cite that some of the major benefits of sleep starts to present itself in stage 3, to where you have body maintenance and restoration, as well as developing some form of memory consolidation. So stage 3 is the first stage of deep sleep. Some people argue if there's really a stage 4. Our particular textbook cite that it is. Now, stage 4 is the deepest stage of sleep. You will find that with this stage that a lot of the growth hormones are secreted at a higher rate. And again, this is a stage to where we have this deep state of unconsciousness. So, stage 4 is the last stage of non-REM sleep, as cited by our textbook. And alright, so after we have entered into stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4, we start to backtrack. Again, this is our first cycle of sleep. So again, after our first cycle of sleep, we backtrack. We go into stage 3, stage 2, and then we enter into REM sleep, that rapid eye movement sleep. It's again a very active state of sleep in which our eyes dart back and forward, and we have this body paralysis that's present, and all of a sudden our heartbeat, our breathing rate, all of that increases. We start to have blood flow to our genital area, and so it's very active. So during our REM stage, we are really actively dreaming. I often tell people that if you can remember a dream from A to Z, that's a dream that occurred during your REM stage of sleep. Again, one particular cycle of sleep is 90 minutes. As I previously stated, our first cycle is from stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our second stage, a second 90-minute cycle goes from 3, 2, and then REM stage of sleep. As we continue to progress in sleep, we're going into new cycles of sleep. And as we progress into those cycles, we start to spend less and less time in stage 2. And stage 3 starts to decline as well. So, those are the stages of sleep. It's also important to understand that we may have issues in regard to our REM stage of sleep. If a person failed to experience muscle paralysis during REM sleep, that person may have what we call REM behavior disorder, a condition in which normal muscle paralysis does not occur, leading to the ability to have violent movement during REM sleep. This is an issue that can be quite significant. Another thing that we need to remember is that a lot of research indicates that REM sleep is significant. In fact, some would claim that when we have little time in sleep, or we're not dedicating enough time into sleeping, when we return to a normal sleep schedule, we will experience huge amounts of time in REM sleep. We call that REM rebound. The loss of REM sleep reoccupied by spending more time in REM sleep on subsequent nights. So that is it for Learning Objective 4.4.